I'm Matt Bust, Performance and Sustainability Coordinator at SCAPE.
I'm Fiona Baker and I'm Head of People and Skills at D2N2 Local Enterprise Partnership.
My name is Kevin Dodds and I'm Construction Director for GF Tomlinson Building from Derby. I'm also privileged to be the Chair of the South Derbyshire Group of Cornerstone Employers.
I'm Dan Heffernan, Strategic Social Value Lead at Faithful & Gould.
My role at SCAPE is to help to manage the partners' KPI and social value performance across our frameworks.
My role is looking at skills in the strategic sense, so what sort of skills do we need across the D2N2 area. So looking at those higher level skills that are going to be needed in technology. We know that all sorts of sectors are changing in terms of their technological needs, that employers more than ever need to develop talent pipelines because it's an ageing workforce, so they really need to recruit those young people that are going to have the skills for the future.
Social value is fundamental to the delivery of SCAPE's frameworks. It's also important to our clients and something that they want to see across all of their projects.
In our industry, to engage with local schools and colleges to provide work experience placements is really important because there's a certain skill shortage across construction. We hope that our supply chain can assist with that and to provide work experience placements for all kinds of trades is a great opportunity both for the young people themselves to get engaged with the industry, but certainly for the supply chain companies.
Exposure to the workplace is really important for young people so that they can see with their own eyes what a career might look like. And also the range of careers that might be available, that it's not just bricklaying, for example, that there's a huge array of careers, particularly in construction. And I think for employers, it's really important to start to build that talent pipeline. Looking at building relationships with schools is one way that employers can start to build that talent pipeline.
It makes complete sense for us ultimately to engage with the world of education because we need to ensure that we've got a sufficient talent pipeline coming through that will enable us to deliver our contracts for our clients. And as regards to smaller businesses and our supply chain, engaging with the world of education can have a real mutual benefit. Young people bring so much to our organisation, both innovative thinking, creativity, the ability to think outside of the box and that passion and energy that's needed to kind of deliver on our projects. Engaging with schools doesn't have to be overly complicated. It can just be attending a school session, talking about your career journey, your career pathway. It can be inviting groups of students to your business and actually explaining what you do day to day. It can be as simple as creating a video, such as what we're doing now, and actually placing that onto a system which the schools can access. For us, it makes complete sense as a forward-thinking, ethical business that we continue to engage with the education community, because without people, our organisation won't exist, and that relationship needs to be a give and take relationship, that we're giving something back to those people coming through.
I think it's important for employers to show the skills that we learn in school in their jobs, because then it puts into perspective all the work that we do in school is actually useful in adult life.
It's important you come into school to learn from the young people, you know, what is relevant to them and what is relevant to you. Social value goes beyond, you know, the economic value. We know you're an employer, we know you can create opportunities, but actually why would we want our young people to go to you? You know, what is your position on society? What is your ethical stance? Why do you do what you do? And how do you treat people? And by coming into schools, it shows us how you treat people, what you want, and how children and young people can get involved.
I think that social value is something that subcontractors have got to think about, because without meeting those criteria now, businesses are going to find it increasingly difficult to actually get the contracts. So really, you know, it's an absolute essential for subcontractors to be able to get the work. Another important aspect of social value, and certainly as far as sectors like construction are concerned, is encouraging more women into the construction sector and actually really promoting construction to girls at school, so that they're also thinking that's a career that they could pursue.
I didn't even think it was an option for me to be in the industry. So for me, I never had anyone tell me that, hey, there's a career in industry, you could become a project manager, a cost estimator. It was never a thing. So for us to know that, you know, our company is going into the kind of schools I went to, the schools that I went to, the school in the communities that I grew up in, and inspiring young minds, it makes such a huge difference. Even looking at my colleagues, the diversity, the different backgrounds we bring in to the company, it makes a difference. It makes a difference to what work we do. It makes a difference how we approach things. We value so much making a difference, not only for the community, not only for the industry, but for everyone.
Some of the bigger initiatives over the past few years, like Crossrail, HS2, a lot of the surveyors that work on those programmes are women, and that just shows that it's really possible for women to have a fulfilling career in construction.
Cornerstone employers are a group of employers that work together in different regions to support the careers hubs to help deliver world-class career support in schools. From a supply chain point of view, there's some really easy social values that can be delivered if that's offering work experience opportunities, going into schools or colleges and doing careers talks, talking about how you got into the industry, what you like about the industry.
The Social Value Act is really about the government getting the best and the widest possible value for public money. So that could be in terms of social benefits, economic benefits or environmental benefits. And in terms of economic benefits, that's really about having more skilled people. And in terms of social benefits, that's about having the most diverse workforce that we could possibly have. And so if you're, for example, a subcontractor, the benefit of social value and thinking about social value is that that's the way to get contracts now, that the government and the procurers, the commissioners are not necessarily only looking at volume and cost, but they're looking at what you're doing for the local area, for the young people perhaps that live in that area. Are you offering them an opportunity to come and see what it's like on a construction site? Are you opening your doors to them? Are you going into schools to tell them about what a career in construction might comprise of? The thing about careers is that it's really difficult for young people, or anyone in fact, to really understand what a job or an industrial sector might be like unless you've actually got experience of that, unless you've actually been into a workplace or been on a construction site. It's quite hard to imagine otherwise.
We want to ensure that all our partners have got social values embedded into their business and it's part of their culture, and also that their employees are a big part of that.
Social value is not a tick box exercise. We can only make a difference that's needed if we all contribute together.